Yeah, I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though yo, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Happy Saturday, the 16th of August. You guys, I am happy to be here, and thank you guys for joining me and hanging out with me. It means a lot. What also means a lot is this community right over here, the Dying Breed community. We have Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell, Foster, and Q. We've got Guardian Wilkie, who's been crushing it. Shout out to Wilkie. Like, this dude has been nonstop posting on social media, talking about Lit RPG Con, talking about all the amazing people in the genre, in the space. You, my dude, are an all-star. We appreciate you. We've got Soldiers Boslo, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, and Jessica Wargo. But, of course, our defenders, the first line of defense, Miss LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, and Duck Commander Stephen Landry. We've already got Vice Principal Stevens coming into the chat. What's up, brother? Dude, it is great to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in, man. It's been a great week, a productive week, and I'm excited. Wilkie is a gift to the world. He absolutely is, dude. That dude is a freaking all-star. I love him, and that is what makes our community so amazing, is having people like him that continue to bring great positivity, great energy into the space. Adam Mitchell coming in. What's up, my dude? Hello from across the pond. It's into the evening hours for you, my man. But thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. So as you guys know, weekend updates. We talk about the writing. We talk about thoughts for the week. And it's like I said, it's been a productive week of writing. 13,000 words on the week, you guys. I am super, super grateful for that. I might even do a little bit of writing tonight, this evening. I'm not sure. It's all going to depend on the workout and how I'm feeling. But really happy, really excited because Golem Master 4, we just reached 150,000 words in book 4. It's been a great journey. We're now into the meat and potatoes. We're knees deep in all of it and going forward. So I'm excited. Stephen Landry's character, we're hanging out with him a little bit, and we kind of got a little fun joking around, making some Lord of the Rings references. So that was really good. Holy shit. Is that Gerard Butler? I wish, my good sir. The famous, the infamous JD Glasscock coming in and hanging out. Thanks, my dude. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, 150,000 words into book 4 for Golem Master, you guys. I'm really excited. I am not going to be rushing this process at all. I am not going to be taking my time, making sure that book 4 is right, because that's what I want. But I'm super excited for book 5. I'm super excited wanting to get writing into book 5 and getting into all the shenanigans that take place. So I'm excited, though. Book 4 is up on Royal Road. So if you guys want to read it early, you can actually read book 3 and book 4. Figure out what's going on in the world. But with 150,000 words into Golem Master book 4, it brings my writing total for the year to 399,000 and change. I am that close to hitting the yearly goal of 400,000. So as you guys can probably tell, we are going to hit it. We're going to crush it. Crush our goal with only 2 months. Like, we still have September and October, like, for the writing year. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be craziness. But what's even more awesome about that is by the end of next week, I should hit my 1.5 million words in my writing career. I am at 1,493,000 and change. So we're just about to hit that 1.5 million XP. I don't know if I'll level up or not, but I definitely feel like it'll be a great time. We'll have something to celebrate next weekend, which is going to be great because we'll celebrate that accomplishment next week. And then the week after that is college football season. As you guys know, the Oregon Ducks, bringing in the Duck Squad. And talking about the Duck Squad, we've got Lil Panda Aiden Rosario showing up. Hey, what's up? It is great to see you, Wolfie. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us. Brandon says, hey, he will be on after he writes your review. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys. That man is a treasure. Chris is awesome. Brandon is awesome. Love the energy that he brings, so thanks for that. So yeah, you guys, it's been what a huge accomplishing year. And that's where, for those of you who are starting out writing, I always will tell you, track your word count. That way you can see how far you've come. You can see how much you've accomplished. And to be at 1.5 million words, it's insane. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful to be on the cusp of reaching that achievement. That's been awesome for sure. So we're going to get there. I think with Golem Master 4, it's probably going to be at least another 20,000 words, if not more. In the scene that we're in Act 3, it's super fun. So hopefully it'll just be, I can pack as much action and intensity into it as I can so you guys can enjoy it. But that is really the only major updates that I've got. The secret project that I was mentioned last week is going forward. It could be any day that we get to the next point of that, which I'm really excited about. So that'll be something fun and creative for the community to enjoy going forward. What else do we got going on? I think that's really about it, you guys. I know Miss Catherine is still working hard on book 3, so which was really cool because she posted a screenshot on her Instagram showing page 666, and she was kind of laughing about it, saying like it was the first book that she's ever gotten to edit that has taken her to that many of a page count. So it's kind of fun for her to experience that. I know, Wolfie. I'm super excited about this secret project also. I think it'll be really enjoyable. Definitely sending it out to the Patreon community once it comes so that you guys can enjoy it. It's just in review, really. So hopefully it'll be done soon and we'll get to celebrate that. Another cool accomplishment, right? Definitely a first. I don't think I've seen, like, the Secret Project. I don't think I've seen anything else in our genre that has done this yet. So that'll be really fun. That'll be like super, super fun. Okay, so that's going on. We can talk about the thoughts for this week. I get the first copy. Yes, you'll get the first copy, Wolfie. So my thoughts for the week, and it was really, I already posted this on TikTok and sharing it, but there was a guy that was talking about forging a blade, what the process is to make a knife, to make a machete, a sword, whatever that blade is, and going through the forging process. You know, you have to take this ingot of metal and you've got to, put it in the cauldron, put it in the fire, the forge. You've got to melt it down, but then you've got to hammer away at it. And you do that in a repeated process. You continue to work the metal until it is that finished product you want, that sharp blade, that, razor sharp edge or that angle that you want to do. And when you think about that process, it's a painful process for both, right? It's a painful process for the blacksmith who is trying to craft that blade into a usable thing. It's hard on the metal for you hammering down on it and refining it over this process. And that's a lot when it comes to the writing thing and any skill or craft that you're working on, whether it's a podcast, a musician, a chef, whatever, right? Like, you've got to take those rounds of being thrown into the furnace, thrown into the fire. You've got to take those rounds of being pounded on with metal, refining the process and improving it along the way, the quality of that product that you want to get. And so it takes time, right? It takes energy. It takes effort. There are days that you don't want to do it. There's going to be weeks that you feel like you can't do it or whatever. But if this is something that you want to do and produce, it's going to take time and it's going to take refinement. And that's where I think for myself, when I think back on all those words and all that XP that I've built up over the different series of my books, you've got The Dying Breed, which had its own thing, but it has its shortfalls in many ways. You've got the Bloodbath series, which also amplifies in some areas, but is definitely weak in other areas. And then you have Golem Master, which again has got some great qualities to it, some great things about it. But at the end of the day, it's still got some shortfalls as well. Each of those books and each of those series has been a continuous improvement, just as a blacksmith goes and continuously tries to improve upon his skills. There's those different tiers that, you start out as an apprentice, you start out learning the craft, and then you just have to hammer away over time. You have to learn how to wield a hammer and how to properly, heat up the metal to the certain temperatures and then cool it off and work with it. And that's the same way with anything. So, for some authors, you start out in this process believing in something. And I think a lot of us, we all believe in our book one, our very first story that we write, and we try to craft it. We try to refine it over time. As you know, it could be months, it could be years, depending on the project you're working on. And you're hammering away, but there's times where you have to make a decision of which way you're going to go. Do you want to try to go to a traditional published way? Do you want to try to go independent? As we know, those of us who are in this industry, the chances of you being a one-hit wonder indie author, just one book, and it takes off into the heavens, the hemisphere, whatever, like, it's extremely one of the rarest things that you can think of. I don't think anyone has really ever truly accomplished that. I think many of us, many of those authors have been working on other projects secretly that you just never knew saw the light of day. And then they wrote maybe that one book that they released and it took off. But, if you want to go the traditional publishing route, then, it's a year's process. It's possibly a whole year or 3 years of working to find an agent who can then go forward to a publishing company, or maybe going directly to an editor of a publishing company. But even then, you may get traditionally published, but all so you can say like, oh yeah, I'm a traditionally published author. You may not even make money. The vast majority of people who are on a New York Times bestselling list are actually broke. They don't make a whole lot of money. It's only those big name authors that are repeatedly on the list that you see who have really made a significant return. So at that point, then, what is your option? Your option is to go the indie route or maybe try a hybrid model. But as an indie author, as we know, the most successful way to go indie is to continue to write books and continue to build your audience over time. So with that, just like the blacksmith who has to start out as an apprentice and work the metal over time and continue to develop his crafts over time through painstaking hours, through the heat, right, of being in that working space and, sweating all throughout while you're doing this and working the metal over and over again. This is all the same process of effort. All of it is effort. How much effort are you going to put in? And so that really stuck with me this week as I was thinking about that, as I was going through that. Because like we talked about last week and the weeks before, you never know what's going to happen in a year. You're never going to know what's going to happen in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So with that, I'll show you guys this video, because I watched this documentary and it was great. And I think we're all going to fall in love with the nostalgia, remembering where we were when we saw this.
I'm going to try to remember back to when all this happened.
This is Kevin Lima, the director of the Goofy movie.
I was a first-time director. I had a first-time head of story, first-time lead editor. I thought we had the opportunity to make a John Hughes movie in animation. Let's make a movie that is about contemporary teenagers, as opposed to what feature animation was doing, which was all talking animal movies and fairy tales, even though these are kind of talking animal movies.
All right, guys, let's do this.
Jeffrey Katzenberg was talking about going on a vacation with his daughter, and they weren't quite getting along. And he thought that might be an interesting subject matter for the story of Goofy and Max.
A father who's worried about his son and where he's going.
I know there were production challenges. We were doing it in reduced sort of capacity.
When you look back in time at it, there was something, pretty magical about the whole thing.
The magic trick animation is getting you to feel for it.
There is that universal connection that people end up having. You can't ask for more than that.
I would love to have them be moved by who Goofy is and by how he relates to his son.
To adventure! Disney didn't know what they had.
It was different.
Okay, this is cool.
It was the voice of a generation.
Oh, Dad.
Okay, you can go now. Here, we're gonna do this tricky shot again.
So that documentary is on Disney Plus, and I watched it maybe 3 weeks ago, and it was so good. It was so good getting to relive, when I first experienced a Goofy movie and the story and the music and how much it just captivated you as a kid. Well, are you saying you're Goofy? No, not at all, man. Not at all. Goofy is way cooler than me. That's for sure. But the thing that I loved about it was towards the end of this documentary, it talked about the release of a Goofy movie, and it talked about how it didn't do well as far as movies go, right? It was basically considered a flop. It just barely made any money over the budget that they spent creating it. And so Disney, having this movie that didn't do well in theaters, they immediately put it into VHS production and shipped it out to try to recover some money. And of course, they streamed it. They're showing it on the Disney Channel over and over again because, well, It's at least a movie that we have that we can show, we can fill time and whatever. And they didn't realize the impact that they were having. They didn't realize the impact that that movie had on so many of us, right? And so I think that was one of the things where they switched to show the Disney convention. And they put on the cue card, like the schedule, that there was going to be a Goofy movie panel. And they didn't promote it, right? They didn't try to mass market it, letting people know, hey, we're going to have this panel. People naturally found it on the schedule. And it was standing room only. They had gotten so many people that they had to move the venue to a larger room, and then it was still packed, and they had to turn away like 1,000 people. And as you know, they continue to talk about it, these directors and these people, they were so blown away because 20 plus years after this movie came out, there was such a huge surge of people appreciating what this story was. And they had no idea. And so that's where, for me, when you're going on this creative endeavor, this creative journey, you have no idea the impact that the stuff you're doing today is going to have in 20 years. You may be discouraged now, and it was really interesting to see, like, hear some of the discouragement of those directors, those producers, like going through that process back then and how different it was, right? Like it took them a year to create that movie, or like a year and a half, which was insane back then. From what you learn in the documentary, a movie like Beauty and the Beast would take them 4 years to produce. That's how long that entire process was. So to see them go through this and to see that emotional struggle, and then 20 years later, that's when they see all their efforts come to fruition. So, you know, when you're writing a story now today, a book, and you're putting it out and you have no idea, you're not seeing much traction. You have no idea how much of an impact that book could have over the span of 20 years. And when you think about that, that's an entire generation, right? That's someone's life that, you know, who knows, like in 2 years, someone is going to be born. And in 5 years, they find your book, they find your story. And then in 20 years, that's all they talk about because they just love it. But they would have never gotten there if you didn't put in the effort now today. That's the thing that we have to keep reminding ourselves of. All right. The last stroke of the hammer breaks a stone. This doesn't mean that the first stroke is useless. Success is the result of continuous effort. The last stroke of the hammer is the one that breaks a stone, but it doesn't mean the first stroke is useless because we have to start. We all have to start. You have to slowly chisel away and work down into the heart of that project. So the continuous effort is what is going to be your success. It's that simple. I love it. People do not decide their futures, they decide their habits, and it's their habits that decide their futures. So that's where, for me, we've talked about it many times before, the routine of things, the routine process. What is my routine that I can lock into? So if my goal is 10,000 words a week, yeah, that's not a whole lot. But this year it's 400,000 words. Next year it's going to be close. Like next year, I'm going to be close to hitting 2 million words written. Not all published, but written. That's just continuous effort. Me getting into the gym. You don't get strong by one workout. You get strong by continuously working out, pushing yourself, growing. So you do not decide your future. You decide your habits. And your habits are what will decide your future. That's what I love. What are your habits going to be for that creative process?
It says your only focus should, Marcus Aurelius says your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time. Marcus Aurelius says your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time. Marcus.
There you go. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on getting better at it. Push yourself to create a good habit that'll allow you to push forward, develop better, and keep grinding. You're not going to get success in a year. You're not going to get success in 2 years. You're probably not going to get success in 3, 4, or 5 years. But you're never going to get success if you stop. Seinfeld was late 60 adopting this philosophy. You can change at any time with great habits. You can change over time at any time with great habits. The change doesn't come instantly. You've got to make the change to start working on the positive habits slowly, small increments. It doesn't take a huge amount, but just slowly but surely over time. And you'll start to have those good positive impacts. So that's that, you guys. That's the thoughts for the week. Not a whole lot to go on. But it is what it is, right? Small little shout outs, small little improvements, small incremental steps over time. So, all right, you guys, that is all I've got for you. Nice and quick this week. Shoot any questions you've got down in the chat. I'll stay on here for another couple 30 seconds, minute, hang out with you guys. But if not, I've still got some chores to do. I've got to do some organizing in the house. We already did the prep cooking, so that's good. That got knocked out. I've got to do my workout for the day. I got to get my walk in today. But yeah, and then tomorrow is literally nothing but relax day. I'm super excited. Trying to do this more positive thing of like literally having one day of just relaxation. I'm really excited. What is the release date for Golem Master 3? That is a great question, Brandon. Really great question. I honestly don't know. So Miss Catherine has the manuscript, like we've talked, well, like I mentioned earlier. But depending on when it gets done, it will, because of the size of the book, it will take me probably a good 2 weeks to go through the edits and make sure it's done. Then I've got to ship it off to Miss Vanessa for doing our typesetting, formatting. From there, I have no idea. The cover is already done, so that's good. But with that being said, it's normally bad juju to try to publish a book in the holiday times, Christmas time, because all the other traditional publishers are just spending massive amounts of money in marketing, trying to get their books in front of people for the holiday season. So normally the rule of thumb for indie authors is do not put out books for Christmas time. Go for January. So more than likely, the fact that we're already in the middle of August, September, October, November, December, 4 months, I'll more than likely go for a January date. And what the great thing about that is easily by that time, book 4 of Golem Master will be done. We'll be off to editing, hopefully, if the budget goes well. And then I'll be diving into book 5 already, which I'm super excited about. Really, really excited about. So more than likely it'll be January. You guys, if that is the goal, the pre-order that I have up is April 9th of 2026. So I have to have everything done and ready to go for April 9th of 2026. And of course, book 4, its pre-order is up. And that pre-order is supposed to be done by May 10th. So the goal is, thankfully, with May being 5 months into the new year, that 5 months should be plenty for me to have Golem Master 5 done, even if it's a 200,000 word book, which it probably will be, maybe, I don't know. But I'm super excited. I am super excited for you guys to come back and see the different changes to the world and to everything that happens. So book 5 will probably be summer. If we do book 3 in January, then we'll probably keep book 4 in May. And then if I can hit book 5 and get that all done, maybe late summer for book 5. It's really going to be interesting to see, because we've got editing that we have to pay for, and then we're going to be going forward with doing audiobook for book 2 in February, 3 audiobooks in 2026 that we have to pay for to include editing on at least 2 books. It's going to be a lot of expenses. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. So more than likely, marketing, like the cost for advertising and marketing, I'm going to be doing a lot less of that in the new year. And then hopefully just doing a lot of traditional posting and sharing of everything on the social medias, and hopefully generating some interest that way. Last question. Which book did you enjoy the most to write? By the way, not enough girth jokes. I need more. There's definitely some more in book 3, that's for sure. The jokes kind of toned down in book 4 just because of what's happening with it all. Which book did I enjoy the most to write? I would say book 2, probably, just because of Wilson, Squints, Marcus, having that dynamic was really fun to write. Book 3. There were some parts in book 3 that I enjoyed, for sure. It'll be interesting to get the edits back and to go through it all over again. Book 4, like, I haven't really enjoyed book 4, but it's just been a huge culmination. So I think there's a lot of surprises. There is one part in book 4 that I absolutely loved writing, and that is going to come up more. But I would say book 2 was probably my favorite. So those characters, that dynamic, how it all came together was just really special. Having Avwe and Lumella come in, their characters were, I just really wanted to make characters like that and throw them in there. That was really fun. So book 2 is probably my favorite to write. I just think it was, like, when you talk about no book is perfect, I would say book 2 really came close to being a very excellently written book. And just not trying to be boastful, but just as an author of being proud of something you've written, book 2 just, I think it came out so well. When I think back, like, I remember more information about book 2, the things that had happened in book 2, than I do book 3, which is really crazy to me to think about. So, yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to get off. Thanks so much for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Again, thanks to this community, The Dying Breed, for everything. Chris, who's down in the chat, Warrior Bernard, Wolfie, for tuning in, hanging out. It's always great to spend time with you guys. So, again, thanks to the Dying Breed community, the Patreon community. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And, of course, if you have any questions, just hit me up on the social medias. I'll be happy to answer them when I can. But I appreciate all of you guys. You guys keep me going. So thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you guys next week, and we can celebrate 1.5 million words written. All right. Have a good weekend, you guys.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies. They're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though yo, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory. Bad enough to get a C, they'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win.